Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, buddy?
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, echo, echo, echo,
Echo.
echo. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Uh, Not a lot.
How the heck are you?
What about you? I'm good.
We're
Just after a fun day at work, and yeah,
yeah,
I have to admit it's been a fun day. Like, when you just hit the ground running and you're like,
yeah.
we got this, and you're not mad. You're just like, let's keep going.
And sometimes you get 1,000 things done, but they were not like the right 1,000 things, and then you don't feel like you accomplished
You get 1,000
anything.
things done on a list of like 100,000 things. You're like, crap.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, well, all this stuff moves to tomorrow. See ya.
Right.
Like
No,
this
it's
will be great. So,
I will say though, so yesterday I was officially pied in the face.
What?
Yeah, at
I
work.
like it. Yes.
And the worst part wasn't even that. The worst part was that you wash your hair in the sink at work and you have to have like Head and Shoulders and you're cleaning your beard out and all you smell is like rancid milk and you're like,
because it's in your nose. That's why.
yeah, exactly. Like this was just an awful idea. So I
It's
get
like
home.
a occupational clown hazard.
Yeah, exactly. I get home and I'm like washing my beard. I wash my hair. I get like the body wash and I'm like poking my nose like with body wash. I don't smell rancid milk anymore, but that was a first for me. I cannot ever say that in my life I've never been pied because I have.
You got it. You could knock that off your. Well, I'm sure it wasn't on your bucket list, but
On my non-bucket list.
I like crossing things off lists, so I would just put it on there just to cross it out. Be like, yeah,
right.
complete, got this done, excellent.
Yeah. So that wasn't the best thing I've had to eat all week. That's
I was gonna say, obviously, that's not the most amazing thing you had to eat this week. So,
yeah.
Hold please. Something's gone awry in my home. Just a moment.
So this is the part where Steven gets to do the monologue. I also failed to mention that before I got pied in the face, I happened to fill up some fake blood capsules. Well, some fake capsules up with fake blood. So after I got pied the first or second time, by that point, my pills were already disintegrating. So I said, I'm not going to sit here for an hour and just with these pills in my mouth. So I decided to spit it out. And people thought I legitimately got hurt. So therefore, people were like, oh my gosh, someone hurt you. You were bleeding. I was like, yep.
Yeah,
and Melissa, you're just going to have to go back and listen to that little monologue.
So one of the dogs likes to drag his entire bed and a blanket down the hallway when he doesn't feel like he's getting enough attention, or to welcome guests or to welcome me home if I've been gone.
He's a sweet boy.
But he's a really sweet boy. It's really, really adorable. Just now, he was dragging it down the hallway and misjudged the corner, and he knocked a piece of art off a shelf.
Whoops.
But over here with the earbuds in, I was just like, what is happening in my house right now? And it was a piece of acrylic glass, and I'm glad it didn't break because it's like a one-of-a-kind custom deal. So I was like, oh, fantastic. You don't feel like you're getting enough attention. Amazing.
Right?
I love that. Thank you for letting me know. I have taken it under consideration. So thank you so much. Anyway,
I don't know. I don't know about you. What's okay? Oh yeah. I'm getting ahead of myself. The most amazing thing I've had this week.
I ruined the bit. Go ahead.
The most amazing thing I've had this week. That's a good question. I haven't had anything like out of this world because I've just been sticking to like, boring diet food, spinach, chicken, and red bell peppers. I recently added a little bit of hummus to it, so I'm like, okay, cool. So here in a little bit we'll be making some turkey burgers, and I'll do a short for that. What about you?
Anything different or special about the turkey burgers?
Brioche, turkey, cambozola, beefsteak tomato, maybe some spinach.
Yes, I love it.
I feel like it's gonna need like something, but I don't know what yet. We'll figure it out.
Like a really spicy mustard, I think, with all that. or some balsamic glaze. I don't know.
Maybe maybe a hot sauce mayo.
Yes.
Spicy mayo.
Chipotle mayo.
To go with the Cambozla.
Yeah. That sounds incredible. I haven't eaten anything extremely amazing, but when we get done, I'm also making dinner. I am going to make a crunch wrap in the air fryer. And I'm very excited. It was leftover taco meat. You know what? I take that back. Steve, I made crawfish etouffee this week. I forget.
You really?
I tasted it. I haven't eaten it yet. I meal prepped it and froze it for when I get back from travel. So I super cute into containers, like the etouffee on one side and rice in the other. So it's good to go.
Sweet. So,
I found like a cheater recipe. You would judge me really hard.
There's no judgment.
I don't know. I don't know. You haven't heard it yet.
Tell me. It's Taco Bell. No, it's Taco Bell etouffee, isn't it?
Oh, God. That sounds terrible. I know the end times are coming.
Etouffee crunch wrap.
Okay. I would eat that, actually.
Smash.
Wait,
are we playing Smash and Pass now, or what?
So the recipe that I found was on TikTok. It was for shrimp etouffee, but there was a good deal on crawfish tails at Walmart, and I was like, yeah, I prefer this to shrimp. Shrimp has that, there's that limit. You can cook it so far before it's a rubber band, and I feel like crawfish tails are just a little bit more forgiving. I don't know.
Just a hair, but just not a hair. Much.
Yeah, it's still pretty tight margin, but you take a bag of frozen soup starter. So it's like the soup seasoning. It's like a frozen diced white onion, parsley, celery, green bell pepper, the standard stuffs, and a stick of butter. And you add. You're gonna judge me. You're gonna do it. You add a cream of mushroom.
Okay.
You add golden mushroom, which is like the brown version of cream of mushroom. Campbell's makes it really tasty. Think like cream of beef soup, if you had to guess. Okay. Like that's what it's very umami. And cream of celery soup, and then you fill each can with water, and you add a can of hot Rotel, and you add Cajun seasoning and fresh parsley and fresh green onions. I mean,
feel because
I didn't hate it.
What you're doing, that it's good.
I didn't hate it. I mean, so it's just the cream soups take the place of the roux and the thickening.
Right.
I don't hate it. I even thought about like the color is pretty convincing, and I thought, well, maybe I should make a roux and like stir it in there so it has some of the like burnt roux, not burnt, but that toasty flour flavor. So to get around all that, I let the butter brown first, and I like brown the crap out of the veg first, so it could have like a little depth. And then you also add like Worcestershire, and I added a lot of hot sauce and a lot of slap your mama seasoning. So she's spicy.
Nice.
I was not mad at this at all. I was like, dude, this is a good shortcut. I really like it.
It works. It works.
And the original recipe that I saw was in a crock pot. I was like, you can't beat that.
Okay.
You cannot beat that. The good grief. And I have to watch it. Like.
So it sounds like you need to invite a bunch of people over to enjoy all this, no?
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. How many people would that feed?
I boxed up 8 servings of this.
Okay, so about 8 people?
Yeah. Yeah.
So while everyone's waiting, what would be a good holdover snack while they're waiting for their
Go ahead.
What would be a good carryover to hold them over while they're waiting for their etouffee to warm up?
Perhaps a selection of meats and cheeses.
Like Lunchables or fancy?
Like fancy. Like bougie.
Pinkies up fancy.
Pinkies up fancy.
Oh, wait. Now we have fingers up on both sides.
Oh, crap. Wait. It's a mirror. I don't know how cameras work. Look at me go. So I flip burgers for a living.
Right.
1 million. What are we talking about today, Steve?
So it sounds like we're going to have to talk about some charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Because it's good stuff. Steve, I like charcuterie. What's your take on charcuterie?
I think comparing it to a Lunchable is a travesty.
It really is, but Lunchables are the segue or the gateway drug.
They're the gateway drug to charcuterie boards. Yes. The most basic B of a charcuterie board would be like dumping the Lunchable onto a plate. It's a single serve, almost charcuterie.
I wouldn't eat a Lunchable anymore at this age. But
ever?
Oh no, I wouldn't say ever. But if I have my choice between Lunchables and actual charcuterie, I'm going with charcuterie.
Well, do you ever like mess around with the halfway mark between a Lunchable and real charcuterie, which is like the fancier Lunchable with like the salami in it? You know, the little nicer. It's like a little bit nicer, like Archway, or they have like a.
I've been known to dabble from time to time, but oh yeah, dude. If it's cured meat and cheese, I don't really care. You know, there's no too fine or too cheap. It's cool.
I really like charcuterie. I have some strong opinions about what belongs and what doesn't.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Yeah. Well, first, I think we have to look at the history of charcuterie. Do you remember?
It all started back in 1986 when we were toddlers eating Lunchables. It's all going to go back to Lunchables.
No, it's not. Do you remember from culinary school where charcuterie comes from?
I don't.
So it comes from the French, like everything else.
Oh yeah,
almost everything else. But
back in the 1500s, when King Ferdinand, the Archduke of France, had fancy parties.
Franz Ferdinand. That's a great band.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Brantz Ferdinand. I was like, who's that?
Okay, who's that guy?
So let's stop beating around the bush. Tell me about some charcuterie.
Like it's the French phrase "charcuit." It means cooked meat. And so usually it was pork originally in the medieval times.
Yum.
They only used pork and pork fat. That's how you get things like rillettes and pâtés and everything.
I was just about to say, yeah.
So yeah, buddy. And boudins and sausages and mousselines and all those things. So kind of really, right? Like the original charcuterie is just meat.
Right. So when did cheeses get introduced?
1970s. Cocktail parties. Yep.
Mostly because cheese is just good.
Cheese is delicious and meat, it goes through phase. It goes through phase. I'm not saying it's not delicious. It goes through phases where it's expensive and not. So depending on what's available, and you can stretch it. Nuts, crackers, cheese, olives, pickles, fruit, jam. Man, one of my favorite things to put on a charcuterie board is fig preserve.
I used to love that, but I prefer like good like mustard or something. Oh,
I why not both? ¿Por qué no las dos, Steven?
Usually I'll throw fruit with that, and so that'll be like my sweet factor.
I see.
And so for me, it's like you got your salty, your sweet, and then you're like tart, acidic from the mustard.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's the balance. But I mean, I'm not above that at all. I will eat fig preserves with it, but that's just
like I like a really strong blue cheese and then kind of a more mild meat like prosciutto.
I'm kind
of mixing cultural things here, but yeah, like prosciutto and then like a really raunchy blue cheese and then like a mustard and a pickle to kind of cut both, like because both of those things are really rich. But man, if you can find a way for like a plum preserve to work with like a spicy salami, I'm down for that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I agree.
I'm down for that. So,
I will agree.
My strong opinion is that lunch meat does not belong on charcuterie board.
So no bologna? Damn. What kind of low class joints are you running?
No turkey, no ham. Nothing that's named gets spelled out in the song. Thank you very much. That's my strong opinion. What if you smoked the turkey breast yourself? It's not cured, so would that be like the same? We like cut it in chunks.
I don't know.
I don't know either. What if you?
I don't know,
dude. I don't.
I mean, I don't throw ham and turkey on there. I have done it in the past, but
I've definitely done it to stretch out. Like if I'm doing like a grazing board for a party, yes, I'm putting every cheap, ridiculous pepperoncini, olive, like everything on there to stretch the dollar a little bit further. But if I want to go out somewhere for charcuterie, I want it to have like traditionally cured meat on it, not deli stuff. And you can tell sometimes you order like the meat and cheese board and you're like, this is ham. This is regular old ham.
Well, okay, I can see that. I was gonna say, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Grocery stores have really stepped up their game with like prosciutto, the capicola,
I like capicola,
all the stuff. I like all that kind of stuff.
I like mortadella.
I was gonna say, would you put mortadella on there?
Yeah, because that's a traditionally cured. So when I say traditionally cured, I mean like salt and sugar, not like we made this deli meat out of nitrates.
Okay.
No judgment. I have crap turkey lunch meat. I shouldn't demonize it. I have turkey lunch meat in the fridge right now. I will throw that stuff on a burger all day long, right? I'll wrap it around a string cheese as an awesome snack, dip it in mustard, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not for charcuterie board. Like,
understandable.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I do the same.
So some common charcuterie meats include capicola, prosciutto, pepperoni, salami, cured sausages like the Spanish chorizo, like the hard dried stuff, and then jamon serrano, which is Spain's answer to prosciutto. And I think it's better than prosciutto. I'm saying
I agree 100%. Yeah.
It's so much better.
I think so too.
It is far superior. Okay, I said what I said. I said what I said. If you got to put cheese on there, I like blue cheese, but really, I've never turned down a wedge of any cheese. Let's be real honest right now.
That makes two of us. What about goat cheese? Would you throw goat cheese on there?
Yeah, but like, I always take the little log of chev and I roll it in something interesting, like poppy seeds or cracked peppercorns or maybe chimichurri or what's the harissa, or some not straight up. I'm gonna either put like a jelly or a jam or crushed nuts on top, or like it's got to have something.
Now that's where when I do goat cheese, I have to have a little sweet factor. So like the berries definitely go with that. Candied nuts, things like that. I don't know why, I think they just go great. But that is where the fig jam or like some sort of jam, apricots, plums, whatever, tie in all together. So that's why I say I don't do it. But if there's goat cheese, I kind of have to have it,
So something really trendy. I mean, maybe in the last 3 years, have you ever done hot honey on goat cheese?
Define hot honey, like temperature hot or spicy hot?
Yes, both. Yes, and both. So they make the hot honey that's spicy. It's like mostly chili pepper flavored or sometimes serrano. Yeah. You can buy it that way, and if you heat it up a little bit and drizzle it, dude, it's so good.
I like hot honey.
Oh, it's so good.
It's not a.
And you can make it in your. You can make hell no. You nasty. You nasty.
Speaking of low class.
So, I like to take the small wheels of Presidente, like the Camembert or Brie.
Yeah.
I like to slice the top off and broil it so the cheese gets melty, and then I'll put the roasted fruit in there, and people can dip it with a crostini.
Nice.
So, but like I said, sometimes I like to keep the cheese and meat separate, 2 different boards.
I like to mix it all up and then just make random designs, and then you just pack it out. And then everyone says, "Oh, it looks so pretty."
Honestly, it can be a meal if you do it right.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Are you that person that has to have a hot entree? Like if you go to somebody's house and they served you a grazing board, would you be like,
"Oh, I would fill up off that. I wouldn't
really."
Care.
Yeah.
There better be a lot of alcohol, like good wine and stuff like that. Not beer. You can't have beer with that.
You can't.
I can't. Maybe a cocktail, or wine.
I think charcuterie board is the thing that I think saison is made for. Saison is probably my least favorite style of beer. You have to have it with food because the flavors are very specific and sometimes strange. And I think that is good for a grazing board. I think that's all it's good for, to be quite honest. So, yeah.
So what else don't you like? What else do you think like does not belong on a charcuterie board?
It's not much except for like just the more cheaper lunch meat. I'm not a huge fan of just straight fruit. It needs to have like a function.
Okay.
Some people use berries to fill in space, and I'm like, yeah, blueberries and mortadella doesn't go. Y'all nasty. I don't know. It's weird. But it did complementary things, right? Like if you're gonna put fruit on there, make it a compote or a relish or pickle them. Like, dude, like a nice pickled blackberry.
Okay.
And like red wine vinegar, and then you're serving with like hot like Spanish chorizo. That's a good, like, it's a foil to each other. I don't and then when people just heap dried fruit on there, but there's no like rhyme or like it's just like there, that bugs me. I don't know. I don't know. I told you they were strong opinions. I don't even know why. Some of it's
They're
just
valid opinions.
Some of it's visceral, because it's like when you throw parsley on a plate for no reason. It's like, make it have a function, make it do the job. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Fair enough.
What about you?
I totally agree with you as far as the lunch meats, things like that. Like if you're gonna do it, you might as well just get the cured stuff, like the good stuff. I don't mind having cheap cheeses on there, like a good cheddar, like the blocks and all that stuff. I do like having fruit on there, the berries, the strawberries. But what I like to do is I like to add just like a little bit of flavor to them. So you'll throw, for example, if you do like slices of apples or something, throw a good salt on there, throw a good spice on there, something to kind of like make it pop just a little bit further. I never thought about pickling like blackberries for it. That's actually kind of a cool idea.
Yeah. This is a quick pickle, like any fruit is really, like stone fruit is really good for that. And maybe it's some flavor that you want to carry through. Like, so if you were using like Spanish chorizo, it has a crap load of paprika in it. Well, throw some paprika into a vinegar that you've warmed up and then let the fruit sit in it for like an hour. It's just consistent. It'll be complementary of each other. I don't have to ask if you like cornichons or not, because I know you don't. But for everybody out there, a cornichon is like a very traditional. It's what we would call a gherkin in America. It's a tiny little pickle.
Would you do like pickled okra?
Yes, I would. I think you always need like an acid component.
Yeah.
Because
I would do pickled okra.
The meat is so rich, and so I don't know. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. Like, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg, but I think you have 2 or 3 nice things that are kind of like your showpiece, and then you fill in with like the more affordable stuff. So I think that like pickled okra is a great affordable like filler. It's a space filler. What about the nuts? Do you like that?
I like the candied pecans. I like the fancy Marcona almonds, things like that. They're
oh my dude, I could eat my weight in Marcona almonds. Oh my god.
Yep. Just not peanuts.
Have you ever? I mean, maybe they would have their place. I don't know. Maybe with like jamon iberico. Sometimes that's a thing. There's like a peanut with it, maybe. But what about? Have you ever flavored the Marcona almonds, like marinated them?
I've never had to, because I like them as is.
Yeah. They're a really good carrier because they're just kind of buttery. So for those of you out there that don't know, in Spain they have this other almond that's a Marcona almond. They're bigger, and they have more flavor than a regular almond. But they don't have the skin on them that a lot of times you get them without the skin. So they're just kind of more pleasant to eat. They don't like get stuck in your teeth, and I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. To me, slivered almonds or sliced almonds that still have the skin, they kind of have a weird, they're kind of like, they get stuck a little. I don't know.
Yeah.
So well, Marconas are, if you bloom some herbs and garlic in like a nice fruity olive oil, it makes it really good. You can toss it with like Marcona almonds and olives. Do you like olives or no?
I do, yeah.
Okay. That's good. That could redeem part of our friendship. I know you're working your way to pickles, but almonds are so amazing.
Like black olives, stuffed olives.
I like to stuff olives with blue cheese for charcuterie board. So
I have been known to stuff olives with like anchovies and stuff like that as well. And it's just salt on salt, but it's so good. There's something about it.
I love anchovies so much.
And then you put like a good soft cheese. Holy cow. Like,
yeah, I like it.
You just win all around.
It's a win all the way around because then
you go breathe on people and you have the best breath.
You can kill every vampire in a 10-mile radius. You can end all your relationships in one fell swoop, and you can have a delicious dinner. What's not to love?
Multitasking, working smarter, not harder, huh?
I'm just saying, it's an introvert stream. Stuff something with garlic and an anchovy, I would crush that.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
I would crush that.
Totally.
What about dates? You ever throw those on a charcuterie board?
From time to time. I like dates. My wife doesn't. So what I do is I'll just slice them up, and then
is it the texture?
I don't know. She's just, I guess
she likes sweets, right?
No, she's not like, she doesn't like them that sweet. I don't know. She's not a big date fan. She doesn't like raisins, and that's fine. But what I like to do is I'll slice them up and then kind of have her try them with like the different cheeses, and she doesn't hate it, but she doesn't love it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think you could make like a goat cheese dip with like dates, but then something super savory or salty.
Yeah,
like as kind of a contrast. I think that would be delicious.
I think so too. Yeah, most definitely.
I saw somebody on the TikToks the other day. They were making like a snack dinner, so it was kind of girl dinner was the idea, but it was really more like I'm just going to use odds and ends from my fridge. They didn't really make like a traditional charcuterie board, but they made like a kind of a snack display that people could just come and go. One of the things that they were trying to use up was dates. So this lady, she cut them in half and she took the pits out, and she cut jalapenos in half, filled them with cream cheese, put 2 halves of a pitted date in the middle, and wrapped it in bacon all day long, dude. I was like, oh my gosh, I need that in my life right now. Salty, sweet, spicy, creamy.
That, yeah.
Like, oh man. I don't know. I just
You lost me with the jalapenos, but then you got me back with
the
bacon. So
you know, they're like a spicy sweet.
I'm not a big spicy sweet person.
Really?
I mean, I'll do it, but it's not like my favorite. It's not my go-to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
what about chocolate? Do you ever do that on charcuterie boards? I've seen people.
I don't, unless I mean, you could call it a dessert charcuterie board. Notice the certainty in my voice.
Eric? I like it goes up at the end, indicating a question mark. I like it. I mean,
you do it would be more a dessert thing, no?
Yeah, it's like, so the boards are, all over social media. Like, I mean, it's a bagel board, it's a butter board, it's a peanut butter board. And so they're kind of like really blurring the lines between a charcuterie board, a cheese board, and whatever. Okay, do you know what chocolate salami is?
No.
Okay, so Italian Christmas tradition is you make it's like a big kind of no-bake cookie roll, basically, but it looks like salami, like it has like dried fruits and little bits in it. So when you slice it in cross-section, it looks like little bits of fat. It's really intriguing. You put powdered sugar all over the outside, so it even looks like a fat rind on a salami. I think that could be like a really fun play on charcuterie, but the other things, I'm like putting the chocolate with the meat. I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Thank you.
I'll do chocolate with like some soft cheeses, maybe like I like ricotta as is. That is like a guilty pleasure, but like the mascarpone and all that stuff. Oh, dude, I love ricotta. I think it just tastes good, like out of the container. I don't know why, but I do like it. But mascarpone is another one that I really enjoy too.
You ever put it on toast?
Yeah. It's good.
I like it. Ricotta is really good on toast. In the air fryer. It makes it like bubbly and it's kind of melty.
I'd imagine that with Vegemite. Ooh, that might be good.
Have you eaten any more of the Vegemite that you bought?
I haven't. I just haven't figured out how to use it,
Apples and peanut butter, man. A little Vegemite.
Tried it. I tried that actually. It wasn't bad.
Aussie Nate is yelling at his whatever he's listening to on his phone or his radio right now. He's like, no!
I'm not dogging on it at all.
He's like, it's wrong. You're both wrong. I don't know. I really like it on toast. I don't know.
I can see that, yeah.
I can't help it. Maybe there's some sort of cottage cheese thing to be done with Vegemite.
I would probably do some sort of like blend, like cottage cheese and like a dark chocolate or something.
Well, I didn't think like the savory way though. If you blended cottage cheese with Vegemite, I think it would make a good dip.
Oh yeah, totally. It'd be a good salty dip.
Good.
Oh, you got your salt and your fat and all that stuff
like
together.
The umami from it, because it's so much like it has that briny, yeasty flavor. Like I would dip crostinis in that. I kind of want to go do that right now.
Not there yet.
No,
I need the crostinis first.
What about you? Is there anything you're a no-go on a charcuterie board?
Not really. I mean, when I think of the charcuterie boards, I do think like your traditional ones. I don't think of like nowadays it's getting so out of hand with
It's crazy. It's like everything on a wooden board is charcuterie.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my hand on a board. It's a person charcuterie,
It's a charcuterie board.
Yeah, I'm not a charcuterie me.
Oh, yes. I see what you did there, and I like it. I approve.
Melissa for the assist.
Yes.
Oh
my god.
But I mean, like, there's really not much. Like, if it at least has a few basics, I'm good with it. Like I wouldn't ever dog on someone's charcuterie board unless it was like American cheese and ham and stuff like that. Then I'm like, well, let's.
Hey, at the end of the day, like everybody can just only do what they can do, right? Maybe that's all somebody's got. I like American cheese slices.
Well, like, but I would like, and I do too. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a charcuterie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd be like, this is dinner, but
this is a cold cut board, and that's fine.
Sure, yeah.
Let's have some bread with this as well because it's good. But like, I don't know. I'm easy going about a lot of it. Like people are getting more and more out of control with it, and that's cool. But I don't know. I can't say there's anything that doesn't go on it.
What about grapes? That's a thing that I see a lot.
Yeah, it's common. It takes up space, like you were saying earlier.
Like it's a filler.
It's not bad. I've done it before. I don't eat a lot of grapes, but
yeah,
I could see that on a charcuterie board.
So the bread component, any favorites or any like this has to be on bread?
I'm always a sucker for like those real thin rice crackers.
Yes.
I love that. I love ciabatta toast points and I love baguette toast points.
I like brioche toast points with the crust off. Oh. And you use like clarified butter. So they're just like wispy and like real buttery, like super light, crispy. I like grissini a lot. The tiny thin breadsticks that you just buy like in the sleeve.
Those aren't my favorites, but I could see that. They're good.
Well, they're not good for eating with anything. They're just fun. Like they look really impressive. You put them like in a tiny mason jar. It's like a really impressive showpiece, but it does nothing for me. It's not sturdy enough to dip into a soft cheese. You can't make a sandwich with it. I don't know. It serves no other purpose except for making me happy, which is enough, I suppose. Like
that itself, yeah, totally.
So, sometimes there's just for that. I mean, that's kind of like dried cranberries, and I like them, and that's the only reason why they go on a board. Like it doesn't even have to make sense. It just makes me happy. I like ciabatta a lot as well. I like a really well-made crostini, like seasoned olive oil or like put herbs or garlic butter or something like that. Like really well thought out. I kind of hate when people just like schlub a baguette onto a charcuterie board and then call it a day. I hate that.
A whole raw baguette?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going for the medieval theme, it makes sense. But
here's the problem for me is I would pick that bread up and I would just start tearing chunks off and eating it. Seriously.
Yes. I couldn't live in Paris. They show those like old school in the 80s, like the lady's like riding the bicycle with the basket in front and she has a baguette. I'm like, it wouldn't even make it home. I would crash that bicycle into traffic because I wouldn't be paying. Like you eat it with both hands. Like it's not happening. I can't. That amount of, there's nothing wrong with bread. There's nothing wrong with carbs. I won't demonize either one. For me, there is something wrong with me to where I cannot stop eating bread like that. The garlic bread they sell at the grocery store, the one. The one that comes in the gold bag with the butter. I don't even have to cook it, Steven. I can just eat that right out of the bag. Just like that. Raw, cold.
Don't care.
It's a problem. That's a whole meal. Like
we're getting off topic with that one, but
sorry,
that one
anyways,
makes
but yeah,
killer sandwich.
Dude, it
hands
really
down.
does.
And then you just heat, you press it like a panini. Holy cow. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. No, I don't think we're too far off topic, because if somebody puts an entire pistolet or a demi baguette or a batard or something on a board, I'm going to grab the whole thing. Sorry you didn't do your due diligence and cut this up.
Yeah.
It is now a single serving. Bye.
That is mine, yes. I will eat this entire hunk of bread and no one else will. And that's on you.
Yeah, you better go find some crackers in the pantry, suckers.
What about like, would you ever throw like foie gras, like a torchon on there or no?
Yes. So I was just going to move on to like the cured prepared meats. Any of that you'll turn down, or is it you'll eat all of it?
If it's foie gras, anything, I would be the one who eats the majority of it, and everyone else can piss off. Seriously.
Never met a pate that I didn't like. Never met a rillette that I didn't like. Mousseline, all that stuff is really, really delicious. Even
I love pate.
Dude, even just like a cheaper, like you just make a chicken liver pate at home. It's just like, yes.
Would you do like liverwurst? Which I know you're mixing nationalities and stuff like that, but
Brunschlager?
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, would you put head cheese?
I would be about that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yes, I would. Yeah, I want to come eat a charcuterie board at your house.
There will be a lot of random ass ingredients.
Yeah. It's going to be a clean out the fridge, which, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that if I'm paying money for the word, let's be real honest, right? You're paying money for the word charcuterie when you go out to eat, and there's a board, right? If I'm paying money for the word, I need to live up to whatever the price. If I'm going to pay $30, which is not unheard of, or 20 plus, and I'm going to have one glass of wine and I'm going to have this charcuterie board for dinner because yes, please.
$50 easy.
Right? It's like, okay, it needs to be worth it. I don't want chicken breasts. I don't want like weird. I don't know.
What's your favorite pate?
Gosh. Probably duck.
Duck pate? Oh, that sounds good. I'm always a sucker for good calf liver pate.
I don't mind that either. To me, liver's liver. Liver tastes like heme. It tastes like liver. It has a liver flavor, and I don't mind it. I like that. That's where I like it's rich though. That's where I like the cornichons to come in, and like a pickled craisin with pate. Shut up. So good. Some caramelized onion jam or something. You need like a little something to cut like the flavor.
Yeah.
So, or even just a little green salad. So then you have to order something else.
Nah, I can't do the salad with pate.
You don't like salad. You don't get an opinion.
Well, no, I like salad, but I don't do a salad with pate.
No. It's just like, but in between bites, right? Like you have crackers for pate.
Oh yeah.
But you just need an acid hit somewhere. So pickles, man. I like the little French breakfast radishes, like the long, kind of skinny ones that are real mild. They're real buttery tasting. I like to have those and quick pickle them to serve with like pates. So
I could see that, yeah.
It's really good. And a little tarragon. Tarragon. It's good.
Light on the tarragon, but yes, I could see that.
I know. Look, I don't even like tarragon that much, but it has its place. Some pickles, some chicken salad preparations, and béarnaise. That's about it.
Right.
So, Steve, what are you cooking this week? You're cooking turkey burgers tonight. Then what?
Apparently, we're making Wagyu burgers tomorrow.
Stop. You're just in a burger mood?
That's just what we got.
Burger mood.
Yeah. And then I think Friday we're going to do cantaloupe milkshakes because we got our Pecos cantaloupes from Pecos, Texas. And apparently they're very good. Even though I'm allergic to cantaloupes, I am going to make a milkshake out of it and pray that, my lips don't get all swollen.
Take a couple Zyrtex, man. Like,
I'm toning it down with the ice cream and all that stuff. So
can you walk me through a cantaloupe milkshake?
So with that, it's your cantaloupe cut into chunks. You blend that with ice cream, a little bit of whole milk, vanilla, cinnamon. You can add like cardamom if you want. A little brown
I love
sugar.
cardamom. Cardamom is so underrated.
Too. And if you do it right and you got the right ingredients, saffron.
Yes.
I just love saffron though, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What about,
would you go the other, well, not slightly the other direction, but like turmeric?
Yeah, you could do that too. But I like saffron. It's got more, it's just like a very distinct flavor that just, it stands out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say I've ever had a cantaloupe milkshake.
My dad, it's weird because
I don't know that I will.
Fourth person that I've asked about that. Like I thought, my dad would make them growing up for us, and they were always really good. So I just thought everyone makes them, and so recently I just found out that people don't make that.
I don't know if it's as widespread a thing as you think, but
it's hey, not. I'm figuring that out.
I love that though. You do you, boo. You know, like
yeah, I'll probably steep that milk with the saffron and all that, and then let it cool down, and then throw it all together with like a good.
That's vanilla. A situation where you could put a cinnamon stick in that milk and scald it, and then like maybe a star anise, or I would use like piloncillo. You know?
Oh yeah, piloncillo would be good.
It sounds so amazing.
But
I'm about to treat myself to a new blender.
Yeah.
I have to tell you the most lame joke I thought of in the car this week that I busted a gut laughing. I don't know. It's because I need a new blender because smoothies are not supposed to be roughies. I'm not even sorry. Because I really want to get into smoothies again, and I'm tired of them having chunks, and I'm like,
chunks of ice and stuff.
This Oster crap blender that I have, it's lived a good life. I'm gonna get a Ninja, and I'm super excited. And at some point, I'm also gonna be getting a Ninja Creamy, and I will keep you apprised of all the protein ice creams that I make in it. I'm very excited. So
interesting.
Well, I'm making a crunch wrap after we get off here. This coming week, I will be making nothing. I will be traveling for work. It will be hotel food. Exciting. Hopefully I come back with something amazing that I've eaten.
Right.
So it might be in the airport, might be the most amazing thing that I eat on the next episode. So we'll see.
We'll find out.
We will find out. Steve, it's been a pleasure, but we got to go.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
You got it.
Bye.